Hey y'all, so I'm going to be today going over my ranch recipe that I said I was going to upload for you guys. I'm just filming on my iPhone. It's also precariously placed, so hopefully it doesn't fall. But I'm going to show you guys.
Called homemade ranch dressing from Budget Bites. Does that sound good?
Hey Google, stop. Weird. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I make my low-fat ranch recipe and how I build my breakfast bowls, because I got a lot of questions on my last Insta story how I make my bowls and like, is it something that I eat every day, and why on earth would I eat those kind of foods for breakfast? So we'll start with the ranch recipe though. So the first thing I'm using is this Hidden Valley ranch dressing mix. You can buy these in the packages. However, this is 8 ounces and it's $8. And so it is probably about half the price overall than buying a bunch of the packets. And I have half this bottle left already. The next thing that we're going to be needing is some low-fat sour cream. And I meant to leave it out and I didn't. Hey, get off, cat. I'm just using the Great Value, which is the Walmart brand, light sour cream. They do make, I think, like a fat-free sour cream. I don't know. You can also use vegan sour cream for this, but the ranch powder isn't vegan, so there's that. But this is, let's see here, for 2 tablespoons, it has 40 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, and that's 1 point on Weight Watchers. And then you're going to need just some water. How beautiful is this measuring cup? So just some water. And then I like mine super tangy, so I add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can totally omit this. Apple cider vinegar is super good for you, so I use it. And then I'm gonna be just using a reusable jar. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is put in 1 cup of this sour cream, and I measured it out, and this jar obviously isn't gonna like hold this, so I'm just gonna scoop it in. So this is 1 cup, and you're like, that's a lot. I'm making a pretty good amount of this dressing. And you can adjust the amount of the seasoning mix if you have like a different preference for it, how strong you want it, stuff like that. So this is just 1 cup of the low-fat sour cream, and then 3 tablespoons of the Hidden Valley ranch mix. And then you're gonna spill a little bit because that's what we do. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of water. Like, look, we're literally just pouring this all into the jar, just like layer it in the jar. And then I like a little bit of apple cider vinegar, like I said, because I like mine super tangy. But that's totally a personal preference. I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon for this amount. And apple cider vinegar is super strong, so. Then all you do is pop the lid on it, airtight lid, and shake it up. Now, you can add more or less water depending upon how thick you want it. So if you want like a super thick dip, I would add half of this amount of water. I would use like a 1/4 cup, if that. I actually like mine pretty thin, and I like mine liquidy, and I'll show you guys how thin mine is too. And I'll be pouring some on top of my food, but I like it because you get more for your buck when it comes to like calories and points on Weight Watchers. So then what I'll do is I'll just like taste it. It's perfect. If for you it doesn't have enough ranch, you can add more, but that's pretty strong stuff. And then I'm going to show you guys how I build my breakfast bowl. Okay, so for my bowl, I have started with some sauteed squash. You can saute this in water. I actually just sprayed the pan, therefore it's pretty much oil-free, but you can use whatever you want for that. I don't season it at all. You definitely can, up to you, personal preference. Sometimes I'll do zucchini. I have squash on hand today, yellow squash. And then these are mixed greens. I buy this massive container of organic spring mix from Walmart. This is 16 ounces, so a pound of greens, and it's $4.96. It's the best price that I found on mixed greens, and it's organic. So I start there, and then from my air fryer, I have these air fried potatoes. You don't even have to spray these. I spray mine usually, and what I do is I do steamed potatoes for meal prep, and then I cut them and air fry them. Today I was out of my steamed potatoes, so I just cut and air fried. I air fried mine for about 16, 17 minutes, You can do 20 and they'll get even crispier. And then I just pour that over the side with my squash. And you're like, how do you eat all that? Not hard. So I just like layer that and then keep the greens as separate as I can. And then I just take my delicious homemade ranch. And then if you're concerned about it not getting all the way mixed, like some of the bottom, you know, you can stir it. But I find that it thickens just a little bit as well as it sits. So I'm happy to make mine thinner. And then you just take your homemade ranch and you just pour it over the top. And the reason I make mine thin is because I feel like I just get a lot, I can use a lot more. And that's it. Put this in the fridge. I keep mine for up to a week. I mean, it's literally like, the sour cream is good for what? I bought this week and it's good until August the 7th. So pretty much until that expires, you're actually good to go. But mine won't even last probably 3 or 4 days in the fridge. And this is what my breakfast looks like. Ooh, look at that steam. Sometimes I will do a bowl of fruit on the side, but I usually just have it with my water, my Hydro Flask, and that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this.